can tell you 90% of judges are lying in this country. 90% of judges are lying. They basically say something. Normal people would say, if I walk into the court, right, if I can prove 1 + 1, I say, judge, the result is 2. Give me the justice. I show you 1 + 1.
Right.
Engineer mind. Just like me, I'm an engineer. Engineer mind. 2 + 2, I go to the judge. Can you tell me the result is 4, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the judge's order is not like that. The judge's order is fair only when you don't touch their own interest. When you touch their own interest, their friend's interest, their fellow's interest, their colleague, co-worker, other judge's interest, other lawyer's interest, they will do a ruling. Just like when I go in to say I have pension fund been stolen, he will say it's a certain fund. Do you know what that means? You go to court, you say 2 + 1, 2 + 2 is 4. Please give me the result of 4. He will put in the court opinion, said, Mr. Yan coming to say elephant can swim. There's no way elephant can swim, so his case got dismissed. Nobody will look at my pleading and say, did Mr. Yan come in to say elephant can swim? But if you look at the opinion, everything looking very right on the face. Mr. Yan, if he to say elephant can swim, he's an idiot. So his case is out. Even so, I never plead for that. The same thing. I came to the court to say, I have done to make a modification on the court order, alter that, forge them one, changed from the legal fee to sponsor support to steal money from ERISA pension fund. This is my injury. I need a remedy. If you look at the judge's order, he never mentioned ERISA fund, pension fund. He never mentioned the court order has been altered.
Well, and it goes back to what you were saying a minute ago and what you've been saying. They're trying to grind you down. They're trying to wear you out. This is what they try to do to anyone that really goes up against the system. They basically try to make sure they exhaust all your resources to the point where they hope you give up.
If they cannot, they take your house. They make you homeless. They think you can break you down. They are purging my court order. They are using the judgment rendition. Never even mention I have alleged the fraud upon the court. Court order has been altered. The judge in the court lies through the teeth, say they are exactly the same. They did all kind of maneuver, try to slaughter me. Okay, but I'm still here alive.
Yeah. Well, Arnold, let me ask you this. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but you are. I only came across one video, but are you originally from China?
Yeah, I'm original from China. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, can you tell me, do you see any similarities in the way that our system's operating versus the way, the Chinese communist system's operating? Because, I would like to hear it from someone that has experienced both systems,
Good question. Yes, very similar. Very similar. Pretty much going to the same destination right now. Because, okay.
And in what ways?
In what way, right? There's propaganda about Americans' description of communism over here, stuff like that. Both sides, each side has propaganda, okay? Right. Let me tell you, those people who say Chinese is a communist country, I'm telling you, the peoples in the party of communism parties, they don't believe communism at all. For them, it's their snake oil. They try to sell people to make people to believe so they can establish the power. They have to sell.
It always comes down to power.
Is there any similarity? They don't believe in that at all. They just try to sell you something. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
They don't believe
it works. Yeah.
They worship power, wealth, everything privilege, everything they can obtain through the established system. That's what they really like. They try to keep. So their whole purpose is to keep everything stable. Okay. Okay. Remember that when they say all kind of, I don't know what they call that, the Black Lives Matter. Do you remember their series?
BLM and Antifa.
Do you remember
Me Too?
No. Do you remember there was a series they tried to promote, which they consider a communism series, say oppress and being oppressed, oppressor and being oppressed. Remember that?
I mean, I've dealt with.
We are being oppressed, and there's oppression, and this country I gotta do a rise up to that. Okay, I'm telling you, they call that a communism theory, but they don't even. Okay, this same theory is not even being selling in China right now. They don't even say there's oppression and being oppressed in China anymore. Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
Tell me.
Do you believe they don't sell this theory? First of all, do you believe in China the communism they don't sell this theory anymore? Do you believe I'm telling you truth or lie?
I
Have you
mean,
heard any?
I believe you're telling me the truth. I haven't looked
Okay,
into it, but I believe you're telling me the truth. Yeah.
okay. In 1949, when Communist parties tried to took over the power in China, they do
Right.
sell this to everyone. They said, you are the being oppressed. Then the government, which they try to
Yep.
overthrow, is the oppressor. Let's uprise, throw them out. They sell that. They sell this series for many decades, being oppressor. Then suddenly, I think it's around the 1980s, they start to realize we cannot sell this snake oil anymore. Do you know why?
Because people
Someone
just finally woke up
no
to
no
it.
no no
They're
no no no
like,
no no
no,
no.
no.
Someone come to the leadership and say, hey, you know what? Now who is the establishment leader? We are the one. So are we gonna try to tell them they are being oppressed? Then if they are being oppressed in our well-established system, then who is the oppressor? Are you
Yeah.
talking about
Right.
us?
Yeah.
No, we
Makes
don't
no
want to
sense.
say that anymore. We cannot
Yeah.
tell them they are being oppressed because we become oppressor right now because we are the ruler. So
Yeah.
they remove that series from their textbook. They don't
Well, you
sell
know
that.
what's funny is, man, I came across this really old Chinese propaganda video, and it was like it was back from the 40s or 50s or something like that. And it was literally it was feminist propaganda, very similar to a lot of the woke feminist propaganda that I see here. And it was just like it was fascinating. I was like,
No, no,
okay.
they,
Yeah,
they they cannot sell uprising series anymore because if they sell uprising, the people's being uprising, then who's gonna they gonna against? The one
right.
who has power. So who has power in China right now? They don't want people uprising, okay? So they try to say, let's develop an economy. Everyone has a better life, which is the one. They try to sell a different snake oil, focus on economic growth. Forget about all
Yeah.
uprising series or oppression series. They say, leave it alone, okay? So from 1980s, they shifted their focus. So does that make sense? For them, if you
Oh,
are the ruler,
totally, totally. I mean, yeah, it's game theory. They're thinking, they're trying to think years ahead. I mean, it makes total sense. Like,
yeah, yeah.
if you're a power structure, you've got to plan years. You've got to be able to see years in advance if you want to survive.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The power
yeah,
structure is like pyramid, right? Structure. If you are in the top,
right,
you don't want to sell any series, right? If you are in the
yeah,
bottom, so who's selling the whole series in the United States? The people at the bottom. But if you are at the top, you don't want it. So
right,
similarity, right? And
yeah,
also,
yeah,
if you power, you want you don't come for getting power for nothing. You want to grow wealth. So CCP is trying to grow wealth for their own benefits. In the US, you tell me the Washington swamp, they don't want to grow wealth. They come in for
oh, of
do anything
course,
for free.
yeah. Well, and
So
I
what
mean, it sounds harsh, but I always say this, man. Like, yes, we can complain about our politicians, all this stuff, but the American people, we've really got to look in the damn mirror because we've been so disengaged for so many decades that it's no wonder that our government has become corrupt as it is because inevitably it is up to the people. It's the people's responsibility to be engaged and keep an eye on the government because the government is humans like everybody else.